Hello and welcome to my very first mod map review. Yeah, this is sort of FarmerBOB. I owe FarmerBOB an awful lot, and he hasn't asked me to do this, but it's getting a bit of slating. This is, and I looked at No One's Land, the original one, and basically it was just like you've got to quit your own fields out. Well, obviously it got slated quite a bit. You know, like this, it's quite that. Not many people have done it, but it's negative, and I'm like, basically, FarmerBOB has then gone back because obviously everyone's like giving him jib, and he's now done fields on this, and this is getting slated, and I'm like, well, we ought to investigate this and what it's about. He puts in it that it's obviously a very frugal amount of starting equipment, so let's just see what all the fuss is about. Yeah, I just wanted to come and have a look at this and see. Oh, that is this shed lights, I think. Yeah, it is. So, just thought I'd sort of quick come and have a look and see what is what. So this is what you'd start with, basically. Standard new farmer start, only I've put it on hard. Not sure if I'm going to play it, but I thought, well, at least I'm going to come and have a look what all the fuss is about and why everyone's like giving it hell, really. Why everyone's saying it's so terrible, because this is almost a standard map, but it is not a standard map. But what I mean is you've got fields, you know, created for you, and it's still that kind of a map where the canvas is a blank canvas and you can do what you like with a bit of a silo. I presume it's standard silo, but I don't know. This is true. Grain silo, I'd imagine. It says it's it's a farmer standard, I think, by the look of it. One single shed with my most detested. Oh, hang on a minute. What's that? Oh, it's the electric sign. I thought I'd seen a collectible. Again, I don't know if there are collectibles, but again, we can have a look at this fact. I'm not sure whether I would think that would be FarmerBOB's ticket or not, but we shall see. Statistics. It always says at the bottom 25 collectibles. So you have got the opportunity to buy collectibles too. We have a weight, sprayer, and the tractor that we saw. So yeah, we've got a sprayer. It is very frugal equipment, but we have a harvester, one Rudolph, one that, and a header, a seeder planter, cultivator. Actually pretty much the standard equipment, including a little bit larger than normal plough, and obviously 100k in the bank to start with. And I did choose new farmer starts. I presume we would get something. We do. We get field 1 over here, which hasn't got anything planted either. So it literally is, you know, you crack on, and like this is the world is your oyster. You get given a field, 100 grand, and did you get? Is this part of your? I presume it is. Again, FarmerBOB's got lots of tricks. He is a very, when I say an old modder, I mean he's an old, so he's sort of giving you a lot of peripheries, so your farm's all over the place, basically. Yeah, if you look at that, you own all of that. So if that's not a leg up, if you couldn't cut also 45, I think that probably, oh no, 45 is that bit at the top. It reminds me very much of, oh, okay. Oh, it's water. Okay. Okay, so we've been given a lake. So we've got free water, basically. And we've got field 1. And all of the periphery. So you could do what you like with the periphery. Which also means, do we own... What do we own? Unowned, currently selected. Yeah, which is ours. So yeah, we own all of this periphery, and there is a lot of periphery. So even though you only own field 1, you really do actually own an awful lot more. You don't have any productions at all. You've got your silo and your very basic equipment and 100 grand. Let's go back to where we should be. And that's it. It really is going to be a very short map review, because there's not a lot to review, really. It's no man's land type survival map as FarmerBOB, but it's that with it's got fields. It's not flat, but it's not monstrously massive. But I like it. It's got character, lovely fields, and there's not an awful lot. This is going to be a very short and sweet mod review. What is on the map though? Yeah, I mean we saw a sawmill, so this is more for one for you do what you like and put what you like down. And there is a so this is the animal dealer. Now I've got to be honest, in FarmerBOB's thing, a lot of these maps now don't show any icons at all, so that's obviously going to be the gas station, as it says. You have got, in fact, let's visit these places and just see what actually they do look like on the map. Let's do this properly if we're going to do it. So the traditional farmers market that you see on many maps across and a nice open space, and I believe the periphery is part of this too, which means you can build here if you wish. Absolutely, this is true too. So let's go visit David. What is in around David? Crops, and looks like we've got custom crops as well. So let's have a look at that. What has the map got to offer that is like different to standard maps? I don't think you can view like that, can you? You have to really view it in the prices section. Yeah, it shows like special crops, doesn't it really? If there are any. So it doesn't look like there are many specials. But and yet that we saw, it's hard to say, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not, but this is definitely different. Is it a crop or is it just pretty? Ah, that is true as well. I never thought of that. Yeah, it could just be like pretty flowers. These are all fields. So yeah, it looks like these are pretty flowers. I'm sort of like, and I would say this has got to be the sawmill. It is. In fact, yeah, let's go and see it. Fantastic. Moon Bear Sawmill. We buy and sell lumber. It is, as you, I've got to be honest, FarmerBOB is a cracking modder and has done some fantastic things, so I'm quite sure that his placeables are super duper because he is a good modder. He is. So that's the sawmill. We've been to Katie. Gas station we've seen but we haven't visited. So this is the gas station. So actually this is more than the gas station. This is actually the now again, I'm not going to say anything against FarmerBOB because there's a lot of faults on FS25. I don't know about any you yourselves, but I'm having to start the game because I'll go in once and there's no sound. I shut the game down and I'll go in again and it's the sound. And obviously we've had massive updates. This is a throwback to FS19, which was so buggy. I've got to be honest, being a gamer all my life, I came to Giant Software and I thought, Gordon Bennett, these software people, this Giant Software, they're a bit of not the best of people to interface with gaming software. And I still think that to a degree when I think of all of the special things that you've got like within NVIDIA and things like that. They're not ever state-of-the-art, never cutting edge. Yeah, the only reason I think they've done the VR is because they can charge you again for another one. I've not fell for that one, not at all. No, it's definitely not. So yeah, again, I'm getting issues all over the place, and this like loading map malarkey that you get, and like not showing icons, even though you can plainly see that the icons are there. Yeah, I see this on every map, so I'm not like slating FarmerBOB as though it's his fault. Like it seems that other people are. So no, Ben, we didn't visit Ben. Oh, and Ben is just in the middle of an area. We won't ask him any questions. So yeah, again, some beautiful flowers on that, and I do like it when map makers do pretty things like that. It is really nice. So it really is that simple. There's not a lot to it, but it is a survival type map, and yet it's a survival type map with a difference because you've got mainly fields. Let's have a look at field prices as well. Let's be a bit thorough. 167, I would say standard field prices. It doesn't strike me as either very expensive or very cheap. I would say this is reminiscent of almost every other type of map. They are neither cheap nor expensive. Yeah, I would say it's about standard map prices that I would expect. You do get some maps, even in survival type, that are a bit cheaper than others. So what is... Oh, it's... So actually, it is that patch of land that you own, but it looks like you could earn 765,696 by selling that patch of land, which you cannot actually access. So... I love it. So if you want a free 765,696 pounds, euros, or dollars, then just sell that patch of land. So that is quite amazing. So right, let's just buy something at the store so we can actually see where it is. Yeah, we'll have to buy something like that, wouldn't we? Really, for 41,000, which is very, very reasonable. And then we'll tab to it. Yeah. And that is it. I think this is the one where you can choose to have options on the back, but obviously I haven't chose to have the options. So yeah, this is Axel's Tractor Center, which is one of the most common American buildings that you see on many, many American maps. So just check. Let's put the zone markers on and make sure that the standard things that you would expect to see, you are actually seeing. In fact, let's do this. Say there's nothing so far at all, and there's very little that you could really slate, because there's very little happening on the map that needs to be, yeah, like gone over really. Selling is where you'd expect it to be on this particular one. Slightly different position to what you would have seen on Riverbend Springs, but it is what it is. Can you sell here? There's also gas, I think. It looks very much like a diesel station. Let's just see, does it actually work? I I felt I needed to come on the map. And actually, because as I said, FarmerBOB, really, yeah, refuel. Yeah, smashing. So everything you would expect, refueling station, and selling stations, just make sure you can sell. Indeed you can. Well, that's a good profit. That was 17 grand. Gordon Bennett, that was amazing. Yes, so there you go. That is a very short mod map review, but I've got to be honest, I can't see what all the fuss is about. It's a cracking map. It's exactly what it says on the tin. It is a survival map. The world is your oyster. You would expect to put buildings down. You would expect it to have well, I mean, yeah. I mean, you would expect it to have this. You'd expect to have animals. You'd expect it to have a sawmill. Any other productions you can choose yourself. I've got to be honest, I never, ever, ever bother with Giants productions. So to me, it's not. I would never bother with them anyway, even if they're on the map. Every single map we've got them on. I can't recall the last time I had a Giants production, because the rest of us are so terrible. Unless it was something special like Cavalier Roy had done on his map. Otherwise, you won't see me touch them ever. I mean, you can... there are a couple of productions you can make money on, but they are big and they take up a lot of room, and I prefer to have one built on my property, and being as I'm a modder, I usually make my own. But what I mean is, even when I wasn't a modder, I really did not, truthfully, choose the Giants ones very often, except for really at the very beginning days on FS25, and I tried to find out which ones were okay. Yeah, oil was good, and sugar was okay. A cereal factory is the least said about that, the better. You're just about break even when you work out the cost of your inputs. It's one of the worst productions that anybody has ever made, and it's still to this day. You can check that out and just see if I'm right. In fact, I've even done a YouTube video on that to show you statistically and financially how good or bad that particular production is in a very scientific method. So I put my money where my mouth is, and I was always right. It was terrible. But anyway, I digest, or no, I don't digest. I divest. Is it? Have I even got that right? Yes, I do. Right. Anyway, yes, I'm getting off the point. Let's keep it a simple English. We even have traffic in the distance as well, which is everything you'd expect. In fact, I've got to be honest, most survival maps do not have. I think this is traffic that doesn't exist. I think is this the edge of the map, or is it real traffic? It really is traffic. Yeah, crossing the actual map, so it has got traffic, which is a very rare survival map, because most, New Hope by David Merriman and the new one that is just done, neither of those has got. Noonesland, as it was, did sort of have a bit like this, but not actually where you could go on and see traffic. You could just see it through a fence. So this is a rare map in so much as he really has done pretty much everything you'd expect and then some. So yeah, to me, FarmerBOB, as always, a cracking map. Exactly ticks all the boxes that you'd expect this particular type of map to do. And I can't see what the fuss is about. I can't see why he's been slaughtered for this. Or he's released this twice. One where you've got to cut your own fields, one where you haven't, and both are being slaughtered. So it does make you wonder, doesn't it, really? Anyway, yeah, so that's it. My very first map review, where I just felt on a bounds to actually come and have a look and see what all the fuss was about. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always invite your opinions. Have you seen something about this that I'm missing? That's something that really does deserve, a bit of FarmerBOB getting a bit of a telling off or whatever, or a bit of negativity that you've seen on the map or whatever that you wouldn't expect to see on this style or type of map. So yeah, always invite your comments. And all that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching, and goodbye for now.